All right, so we're here today with Nelly. Nelly, introduce yourself. Say hi.
Hey guys, my name is Nelly Gal. I am a physician assistant and a wellness practitioner here in Boynton Beach. I have a medical spa. It's called Live Vibrant Wellness and Aesthetics. And we are in the business of making people absolutely beautiful, increasing their confidence, and making them feel like, they're showstoppers. So, yeah, uh, here we go.
Love it. Amazing. Now, Nelly, we've been together working together for a few weeks now. Would you mind sharing with the folks who's watching this, and what were some of the results that we had in the last 30 days? What were we able to do for the clinic?
Well, amazing. I mean, we have been able to retarget leads that were lost. We have been able to hone in on services that the clients are looking for, memberships, increasing our memberships in the clinic so that we have stable revenue. So this has been really an amazing service, and I'm super happy that I came, to know you, Kevin, through Instagram. I was literally looking for a service like this for such a long time. And I, again, have been in the throes of marketing for the past, 4 or 5 years since I started my company. But there have not been a service provider like you in the field that I have been, that I have contracted that has been able to give me the results that you have.
Thank you, Nelly. I appreciate that. Now, in the last 30 days, how much new revenue were we able to add from past patients?
In the last 30 days, approximately about 25,000, I will say. We're still counting on those revenues because we still have people coming in and spending money. So, yeah, I'm super happy with that. We went from, I think 117 last month to 100, in August to 144. So it's been great.
And how much did we spend on ads to get that result? Did we spend thousands of dollars in ads, or what did we do?
You cut yourself over there. You cut
Yep,
off.
no worries. And how much did we spend in ads to get to that result?
We spent zero in ads. There was no ad spend whatsoever. It was the cost of the text messages. And obviously your service, which, obviously you have to get paid, but the cost of the text messages is the only thing that we have spent money on, out of pocket besides your fee.
Amazing. And what was the size of your patient list when we got started?
About 4,800, if I don't mistake. You can correct me over there because you probably know more about it, but
Yeah,
I think our list about 4,800 contacts.
about 4,800 contacts is correct. And what was the revenue reactivated from past patients in the 90 days before we got started?
Well, we didn't have any real campaigns for reactivating patients. So it was just us blasting the patients, trying to get them back, but there was not no real strategy to it. So this came in at a perfect time because we needed to recover from, the summer, and this campaign really brought in good revenue.
Amazing. And can you describe to me what was rock bottom or the most frustrating moment before we got started?
The lack of strategy around follow-up, the lack of strategy around, what our patients want, what they need, reach them at scale. And we haven't, been able to really have a process for text blasting, and it also always have being like haphazard. So this was clear strategy from the beginning, clear KPIs or key performance indicators from the beginning, and then we've been able to go back and forward and kind of like, you know, make sure that what we're doing moving forward makes sense. So.
Absolutely. And Nelly, what concerns or doubts did you have before joining?
Um, the doubts and the concerns are obviously, am I spending money and not seeing, not going to see it improve, like a result. But when I met you and you talked, we went through everything. You were not trying to sell me anything. You were trying to just give me like a, snapshot of what's happening and how it can be improved. I really felt good. I felt that there was that this could be a really good relationship because you are very responsive. You are a service provider, a literal service provider, extremely professional at all times, jovial, and the you've been able to build a relationship with me and also with my front desk, the people who are actually making the sales, etc. So it's been a great experience overall.
Amazing. As far as like key metrics here, we went from X to X in certain amount of days. You wrote here on the response, we went from 117,000 in August to 144 in September. Would you mind saying that
Yeah.
statement for me one more time?
Yeah, exactly. So last month, I mean the month of August, which normally August is a lower, month for the because of the summer and the seasonality of the business. We were at 117, and then I think September we finished with 144 in revenue, and that's hugely part to the campaigns that we've been running with you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Three more questions here for you, Nelly. Any other measurable wins? Lead response, rebook rate, bookings being filled.
Absolutely. A lot of bookings. The response of our patients, like we haven't heard from people for a long time and they're coming back. Memberships, we needed to increase our members list, and that's what's happening right now. And, there are some things that we have to pivot, and we wouldn't know what kind of pivot would have been if we would have run those campaigns. So a lot of like wins in that, and also like building trust with my team around, hey, these things work. Because sometimes in the past, I have tried to run something similar, but they have been, hey, I don't think it's going to work, or there's a lot of work to be done from us. This is more of like, done for you, super succinct, very, all the salient points are so clear that it's like a no-brainer for people to do it.
What would you say is the best moment since starting?
The best moments are seeing patients that I haven't seen in a while. The revenue, making sure that, I can afford a full-time PA as a business owner and only working about 2 full days a week. Um, the cohesiveness at the front desk when it comes to campaigns, that's huge too. What is my, what my team has able to achieve, and also that gives them a lot of confidence in themselves that, if they are supported, they can achieve their goals.
Absolutely. And who do you think this kind of service can be perfect for? What kind of clinic type? What kind of situation would they be in?
And pretty much any service provider, to be honest. This is something that if you have leads in your, in your database and you don't know what to do with them, you have to have a service like this because you've spent thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in acquiring these leads, and they're just sitting there gathering dust. And basically, it's money that is in other people's bank account that should be in yours,
Yep.
especially if you're a good service provider. So I would recommend for any service provider out there, med spas, but any other service provider in the industry, in out there that has lists of people that they want to reactivate.
100%. Would you recommend us to a friend? And if so, why?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we spend a lot of money on ads. We spend a lot of money on trying to bring people in the door, and to keep them is not easy because obviously these are services that are not necessary, right? So you have to have a follow-up system for people to come back and fill your books. And that's exactly what has happened in this past month. And I'm super excited for what's happening in the future with you and my company. Because obviously, it is an ongoing thing. It never stops. So this is kind of like an expense in a way, because obviously there are retainers and things like that. But it is a must. If you're spending money on ads, you have to have a campaign out there to reactivate these patients and to get back to them, etc.
That's all the questions I have for you, Nelly. Anything else you want to tell whoever's watching this? Anything that we've missed?
Run to Kevin. Run to him. The level of professionalism, the level of you're fast. You're not taking your time, and your response, it's really quick, and that's what we need as service providers. We want to fix things now and not tomorrow and not in 2 weeks and not, so yeah, that's what I would like to say to everybody. If you have clients that you want back in the clinic and you want to revive your revenue, you need to hire him.
Perfect. Nelly, thank you so, so much. That was incredible. It's been an absolute joy to
You're
work with you and your
welcome.
team, and I really look forward to further collaboration. I know you have to run, but I just wanted to say thanks again for everything.
Yeah.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Kevin.